Raptors and the Heat in Miami. It's been a one-sided series. 14 straight wins by the Heat over Toronto. And they've got LeBron James on their side. You forget sometimes the left hand is his dominant hand.
Not only that, but Amir Johnson forgot that LeBron James was on the roll in that pick and roll.
Probably shouldn't forget him because he'll do stuff like that. Miami up a point. DeMar DeRozan. A little hesitation. Oh, everybody left me. And a pretty finish on the backside. 16 points and 7 assists for DeRozan. Raptors moving it. DeRozan to Jonas Valanciunas for 2 of his 14 points. He also had 10 boards. Toronto up by 10. Maybe this was the night the win streak ends. Check out LeBron. Oh, runs right over Kyle Lowry, who's left on the floor wondering, did anybody get the number of that bus? Oh, left the game. Eventually, he would return and then walk off with a sore left knee. Done for the night. LeBron just getting going. Career high 57% shooter this year, 21 points, 6 assists at the half. Here's James with the rebound. We put a clock on him. 5 seconds later, he's got a bucket.
Wow. And that's a freight train after getting a rebound, pushing the ball down the floor.
And this is why people like Kyle Lowry shouldn't get in his way.
That's right.
Because it's not really all that good for your health. Chris Bosh, the former Raptor, owns 1 million Toronto career records. The and one there. The lead is now a dozen. Then James, through everybody, over everybody, on top of everybody. Raptors, better team than most of the ones who established this losing streak against Miami. Steve Novak stretching the floor. He had 13. Got him within 6. Gravis Vasquez.
That's a great job by Gravis Vasquez. Matt hesitating, letting Valanciunas give him that screen. Nobody there on the help side. Toronto in the game.
Got within 3. James misses. Raptors trying to bring it up the floor. There's Bosh with the steal. In for the dunk. He had 18. Miami back on top by 9. And, who's going to finish this thing off? Oh, yeah.
The king.
It's good to be the king. 32 points, 7 boards, 8 assists. Miami gets the win. They've won 3 in a row. They've won 15 straight against Toronto. And combined with the Indiana loss, they're now alone in first place in the Eastern Conference by percentage points for the first time all season. LeBron James from up top, speaking with Jason Jackson.
Last Wednesday night, could you have imagined that by Monday you'd be in first place in the East?
I don't know, because we don't talk about it as much, but it's a long season. That's why you play the whole season out, but we still got work to do.
And in that work, is it now a reasonable conversation to say, let's hold on to this?
Well, I mean, we've been trying to get better, and even though we lost the Indiana game, I feel like we played a great game. We put ourselves in a position to win. Ever since that Houston game, we've had a sense of urgency, and that's what it's all about. The guys that's filled in, for the guys that haven't been in uniform as of late, been stepping it up, and we need that production from everybody.
What has been going on with your defense? You guys have ticked it up a whole nother level, starting to look playoff-ish, championship-ish.
Well, we can smell it. We can smell the playoffs. And what I mean is right around the corner. It's right around the corner. In order to win a championship, but in order to win ball games, in order to win in the playoffs, you have to defend, even when your offense isn't that good.
And sometimes you have to win without some of your really good players, like Dwayne Wade, who missed another game with the hamstring, his 3rd straight. Ray Allen, who missed his 4th straight game with an illness that's been bugging him. And Greg Oden, who is out again. As you look at this team, how good do you feel about the Heat now back in first place? And how concerned are you about Wade? I know it's part of the maintenance program, but it's a bunch of games he's missed.
It really is. And, Matt, you want to get Dwayne Wade back maybe 3 or 4 games to get his rhythm, but I'm more concerned about the others. Like to see Ray Allen get healthy. There's no Mike Miller. Shane Battier's a year older now. So you don't know if those other guys like Rashard Lewis, Michael Beasley, you already tried the Greg Oden experiment. It looks like that's not going to work because he's kind of in the way when he's on the floor for LeBron and D-Wade to get to the basket. So I'm more concerned about those type of guys because I think the big 3 will step up and hit that switch we always talk about, but I'm not sure if the other guys are ready for it.
And I'm not sure, 3D, quite frankly, how much Spo is going to ask of those guys. Maybe in the last 7 or 8 games, he's looking for which of those guys is stepping up and playing confidently, but it's still going to come back to those minutes being Ray Allen's minutes and Shane Battier's minutes. And I just have this feeling that both Shane and Ray are holding something in reserve, keeping something in the tank, getting themselves mentally ready for what they know is the physical grind of the playoffs. That's a huge concern for me because it's just been a down year for both of those guys. Can they ratchet things up, Matt, and be there for the Miami Heat come playoff time? There is some concern along that. They're not as complete without those contributions from those guys. They were so big for them last year, and they are missing Mike Miller's threat from the three-point line. They'll need somebody to do it, and that's really where their fate lies.
Battier has indicated this is likely his last season, probably his last stand in the postseason. Wade, you probably wouldn't want to try to win a playoff series without Dwayne Wade, but they've been very successful without him on the floor. They've won 10 of their last 11 games in which Wade hasn't played. But right now, again, for the first time all season, Miami is now alone in first place by percentage points. They do have one more date left with the Pacers, which looms large for both teams, April 11th in Miami, which, by the way, you'll see here on NBA TV. But there's the schedule for the two teams. Favorable in terms of home games for Miami. Perhaps in terms of competition, a little more favorable for Indiana, but not by a lot.
Not by a lot, and the fact that you're home, you feel good about yourself, and that's kind of where you start things off to finish up the season, to get that good flow and good rhythm about yourself. And when you're a champion, you know what you have to do. They know how to dig deep to get ready for the playoffs.
I'm kind of using that, I guess. I think if I'm a coach of the Miami Heat, saying 6 of our last 9 are at home, I'm going to remind my team every time they step in the locker room, Matt, before they're about to go out and compete on that given night, to talk to them about, when you go out there, I want you to feel the crowd. I want you to sense the atmosphere that is created here in this building and ask yourself, is this what you want? Is this what you want in the postseason? You've got 6 of 9 at home. Prove it and get the job done. Miami in a much better situation where they stand in terms of where they're playing 3D than where it is that Indiana has been over the past 2 weeks.
And what better motivation to say, guys, we're going for 4.
Right.
Not too many guys have ever played this game. You can say you're going for 4 straight finals, so that should be extra motivation within itself.
And remember, the Pacers were the team that said at the beginning of the season their big goal was to win the top seed in the Eastern Conference and ensure if there's a Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals, it's on their floor and not Miami's.